O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red, an infrared light, has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Ah, yes! We are ready to rock and roll. Good morning. Coming to you live, baby, from the KSDT CPA offices here in Dadeland. Okay, because we've got some in Broward, we got some in West Palm Beach, we got one coming in North Carolina, and you got your taxes coming up. You got the QR code right there, so make sure you hit it. And hey, man, support the people that support our great platform, and KSDT is a fantastic sponsor, and they do a great job. They do my taxes, our business taxes, our personal taxes. Cameron Wolf, they do their taxes. So, listen, KSDT is the way. So if you are, you got to get ready here to next month. We got to file our taxes. That's one thing I don't mess with, brother. File them early and pay the government and move the hell out of the way and just go on, because you're not going to win that fight. That's one fight you never will win. Anyway, good morning, one and all. See, Steve Chapman is first in the house with Jamie Zarria out in San Jose. Good morning to all out there. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for downloading the show. If you missed yesterday, we had Alec Ingold, Dolphins fullback, on with us, and he was fantastic. So you may want to check that interview out. Today, we've got Ira Winderman joining us. He'll stop by at 10:30. Manny Navarro will join us at 11. Michelle Kaufman will stop in at noon. We got a couple things to talk with Michelle. We've got Inter and the University of Miami. She is covering right now the Canes in the Sweet 16. The ladies play this afternoon. The men's play this evening. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Congratulations to FAU. Watched that last night. Hoot, hoot, as the Owls get by Tennessee. That was awesome. It was a struggle in that first half, dude. Jesus, man. They could not shoot, but then in the second half, they got to hitting some shots. And the Golden kid, the big kid, he had one block in the game, and it was a big block towards the end, right at the end of the game there. So he came up with a nice play there. But Jonell Davis and Nicholas Boyd led the way for FAU, who are 34-3, man, and they are in the Elite Eight. That's an amazing accomplishment for FAU, and congratulations to Nova Southeastern University. They beat Cal State San Bernardino 94-87. Do you know what Nova's record is? Yes, 34-0. 34-0. They have not lost, and this is the Final Four. So that's it. They're in the finals. Okay. Will Yoakum had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. Kobe Rogers had 21 points and 6 rebounds. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock on CBS is the Division II championship game. And it'll be number 2 West Liberty, who's 32-3, against number 1 Nova, who is 35-0 now. Actually, with the win, they're 35-0. Actually, they were 34-0 going into the game, 35-0 now with the win. The Sharks. Wow, man, that's pretty amazing. Good people too. I had the pleasure when I was at 640 Sports for a while. We would actually be at the Sharks facility. I think it was every Wednesday, if I remember correctly. And they have such a really cool facility. Have you ever been inside the Nova Southeastern facility and that whole that 2-floor thing where they've got the recreational area, the game rooms, the food, all that stuff for the?
I went for an event. I haven't toured the whole thing, but I've seen it. But I've not been through
cool.
everything. But yeah, no, it's awesome.
Super cool little campus, man. And I used to go to it all the time. And it was awesome. It was awesome. Good people too. So it's nice to see good things happen to them. So let's see. Hopefully they can win the national championship tomorrow, man. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I mean, if Miami wins tonight, okay, and they can beat Houston, then you've got 2 teams in South Florida in the Elite Eight. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little story for them, considering, hey, man, it's an even level playing field nowadays. You don't have really star teams. You don't have a ton of stars. It's kind of everybody's kind of in the same place almost, not quite. And that gives people like FAU an absolute opportunity. And there you go. They're getting it done, man. Pretty impressive overall. Although, did you watch the game, the FAU game? Did anybody watch if you watched the FAU game, you got to admit, Allie LaForce, okay, at the end when she had to do the interview with the FAU coach and Jonelle Davis, they really didn't expand on much. That was like the coach had like 3-word answers, you know? It was so like you could tell Allie wanted to like stir a conversation, you know, and the coach just answered in these very quick cliches. And I got to say, it's like, wow, coach, you got a national stage. Show a little bit more personality there, brother. Come on, man. It's like, I heard that interview at the end. I was like, wow, I felt bad because, you know, I've worked the other side myself. You know, I know what it's like. And when you're trying to do an interview with somebody and that interview ain't going well because that person isn't a good interviewer or is in a bad mood, and at that moment you can't be in a bad mood. You're in the Elite Eight, but it's just like, wow.
But wasn't it the FAU coach that got hammered for what he said right before heading to play Purdue? And since then, I believe he stepped back on some of the things. I believe it was the FAU coach.
Yeah, maybe.
Because heading into Purdue, they were like he said something in the end of game speech, and since then, he really hasn't said a lot.
So then he's not a good talker either way.
Yeah, he's a fiery guy, so he just said let's it out.
Either gets in trouble or he doesn't say anything.
There's a reason he's at FAU. There's a reason he's FAU head coach.
Right.
I believe
he's done a hell of a job.
A
hell of a job, dude.
Dusty May? Is that?
Yeah.
Hasn't he been? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before.
The name Dusty has been all over the place, so it's just one of those things that you kind of think. You know, Dusty Hill just passed away. The basis for ZZ Top. There's Dusty the baseball. Wasn't there a baseball player with Dusty Baker? Dusty Baker, you know, so there's a few Dusties in your life, and so you kind of like throw that out there. FDU coach talked about Purdue. The Fairleigh Dickinson coach. So the Fairleigh Dickinson coach was a dick at one moment and got called out. Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Big O question. Prime Phoebe Cates or Michelle Pfeiffer prime? Phoebe Cates. And I'm a big Michelle Pfeiffer fan because you give me Michelle Pfeiffer Grease 2. I want a cool rider. A cool rider. I lost like 99.99999% of you. You have no idea what I just did right there. You got to be quick. You got to be deep on this show. You got to have all kinds of useless information in your noggin to keep up with this show. But if you see that scene and you see her in those black jeans, then you know what I'm talking about with Michelle Pfeiffer. But I'm still going Phoebe Cates. Still going Phoebe Cates. Okay. What else? What else? Gordon Shumway says UCLA and Gonzagers was a hell of a game. It was. You are correct. Gonzagers ended up. I mean, listen, nice performance overall, and a nice comeback too, to end up winning it. But it was a fun game. Dirty Roads, as the Funks call him.
Yeah, that was the Bull of the Wood, Dusty Rhodes name by the Funksters.
Oh, Dusty Rhodes. Okay, that's right.
Yes,
now the
yes.
wrestler. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
the Bull
right.
of the Woods, baby.
I see Dirty. I see. That's right. It was Dusty. What you're talking about?
Yeah, Dirt Dog. They call him Dirt Dog.
That was a typo there. I hate typos, and then I hate spell check too. That son of a bitch. That spell check just screws with you all the time.
I want them to make a phone that fits my fat fingers, but I feel like I'd be carrying around like a PC or something.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. No. Yeah. They have to. It's not enlarging the text. It's enlarge the numbers and all that. Yeah. Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer's Scarface coming down from the elevator was iconic. Yes. Yes. She looks great. No doubt. But I'm still going with a cool rider. A cool rider. Because she's smoking in that one, bro. Smoking. Heading out tonight to the local bars. By the way, you want also a smoking hot Michelle Pfeiffer? Those Hollywood nights, they drive me crazy. Those Hollywood nights, me and my baby. If you've never seen that movie, Hollywood Nights, Nights with a K, Michelle Pfeiffer is in that movie. Woo! Woo! She looks, wow. I'm telling you. I'm definitely hotter than Scarface. Definitely hotter than Scarface. So I'll go Grease 2 and definitely Hollywood Nights. Because she's skating around those little short shorts. Whew, man. Yeah. So there you go. You got your homework. If you haven't seen Michelle Pfeiffer, Grease 2, Cool Rider scene. And if you haven't seen Michelle Pfeiffer in Hollywood Nights, working at Tubby's, there you go. Catwoman, that's right. She did look great in Catwoman. Gotta say. Going Halle Berry for Catwoman, top Catwoman, but she did look good in Catwoman. I got plenty of props there. Lawrence of Arabia. He's an English guy. He came to fight the Turkish. Meet. I'm with you. I got you, Nyborg. You don't have anything on me there, bro. You're not getting by any Hollywood Nights lines on me. Okay? No. Okay? No shot. I am King Hollywood Nights, useless information in my head. I know every line in that movie. In fact, maybe tonight I should watch the Hollywood Nights just for the fun of it. You ever seen that movie? Really? You've never watched New Bomb Turk?
No.
and the Hollywood Knights.
Nope.
Is this piss yellow? Come on, what's wrong with you? You got to watch that one day.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm just saying,
I will sit down and watch it.
Still holds up. Okay?
Okay.
Still holds up. I'm telling you.
Can I tell 90 miles from Cuba something?
Yeah, go ahead. What's Chad got for us?
He lost me at iPhone.
Said iPhone Max, Sean, might be the solution. Ah, yeah. He's Mr. Android. God. Android. These Android people. 90 miles from Q says, Anne Hathaway Catwoman was pretty smoking too. Oh, that scene in the black leather on the cycle. Yeah, no, I'm with you, but I'm still going to Halle Berry as my favorite Catwoman. That I got to go. By the way, be there at the fair. Yes, sir. The fair is here. So make sure you get your asses out there. The Dade County Fair is going on 21 days of excitement. They've got more than 130 food stands out there. The Garcia Sausage Bowl, the Miami Cuban Funnel Cake Sandwich, the Pickle Lemonade. My man had 2 of them in the last trip. The Mexican Street Corn Pizza, the Chorizo Jalapeno Pizza, the Pumpkin Patch with a strawberry twist. I mean, there's all kinds of funky foods there you can try. Watermelon candy apple, the chili lime candy apple. You can build your own sandwich at the Fair Expo grill. I mean, all kinds of entertainment going on. The circus is back. The ice show is also back. They've got the dueling pianos every single night at 8:30. And then the gentleman comes back at 10 o'clock, Blake Geyer, and he does the entertainer, and he does Billy Joel and Elton John dueling pianos. It's actually pretty cool. So go check it out. The fair is there, baby. All kinds of rides, all kinds of fun stuff to do, cultural performances. Stroll around, enjoy the food, the attractions, take some pictures. Be there, baby. The fair. Yes, sir. So you got till April 9th to go have some fun at the fair. Mad respect to Halle Berry for actually going to the Razzies Awards and receiving her Razzie in person for Catwoman. They should be honored to have Halle Berry there. Okay. Elephant ears. That's right, baby. Why would you miss the fair, Breezy? Let's go. Just drive on over, bro, and you won't miss it. Well, he's called Breezy 305, so I mean, you can't be called
Breeze. He goes where the breeze takes him.
So he's just a former 305 person living somewhere else is what you're saying. So he's just repping the 305 is what you're saying?
I'm going to guess that because he misses the fair. I'm hoping he's not local and misses the fair.
I think he's local and he's just being lazy and he hasn't gone to the fair and he should be there.
No, I believe more in Breezy 305. There it is, right there. What'd I say? What'd I say?
He's living in West Virginia. What is wrong with you, Breezy? West Virginia. Get your ass back down here. What are you doing living in West Virginia? Come on. You out in Blacksburg? Good morning, Big O. Yukon looking great. Paul in Connecticut. Yes, sir. Country Road. Take me home. I belong West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Take me home. You guys got me going today. Just throwing one thing and then I'm finishing it off. We're on a roll today. By the way, we got a lot of stuff going on locally, man. So FAU wins, Nova wins. Maybe my Panther thing, I was off. God, they got smoked yesterday. Oh, wow. I had them on the side TV. I had FAU front and center because it's Sweet 16, so I got to give them the props. But I had, the Panthers on early because that started first. And then I switched it over, and then that Panther game, man, that was not good, bro.
So are you going back to you were right about the Panthers? Because remember, we had the conversation about maybe
I was wrong. I jumped off.
And maybe you were all the time you were right.
Let me give them a couple more games here to make sure, because they're only 1 point out, and Pittsburgh's only up by 79-78. So they were in the playoffs for a short moment, and then they're out now. But they're only out by 1 point, so it's not the end of the world. But wow, that was depressing yesterday and disappointing, and any other adjective you want to add to it. But they've got the Rangers on Saturday. So, and the Penguins play the Caps. So they play the Rangers at 5:00, and then the Caps play the Penguins at 8:00. So we need the Caps to beat the Penguins, and obviously the Panthers have got to take care of business against the Rangers here. So this is getting a little hairy, but last night, man, that was bad. And Bob had 21 saves. Again, like the last two games with Lyon and now Bob, neither one of the goalies got peppered. It's not like they were facing 50 shots, 45 shots, 40 shots. And okay, well then, that's why they allowed some goals. He had 21 saves and allowed 5 goals. You're not facing a ton of shots, man. Just not a good one. Tonight, the Heat are off. Tomorrow, they take on the Nets at 8:00, and they've got the 6th spot. Brooklyn's got the 7th by half a game. So very important game. The Heat must win that game and start to separate themselves. Get away from that play-in shit. They can't get involved in that play-in game. And we've got Inter Miami. GP Trap, there you go. Thank you for the hat. GP Trap gave me this hat. You guys, huh? They're home. They're at Drive Pink. Yeah, they had 2 home games, 2 road games. Now they're back at home and they're taking on the Fire. So let's hope that they can get a victory there. So a lot of stuff going on locally. I like it. Okay. Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody. Wait it. Oh, wail it. Yeah, because I ain't going to sing it. But yeah. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, Figaro. Magnifico. Okay. That's right. I'm just a poor boy, can't afford Bitcoin, don't have a family. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango? Lordy. Okay, let's see what we got. I wonder what's going on with the market. I haven't checked in a few minutes. Yeah, it's got. I check it every few minutes. Bitcoin's over 28,000. Still stuck right there over 28,000. It is not moving. But for us Alethea fans, Alethea is the weirdest thing, bro. It moves when others aren't moving. It's up 19% right now. So, and it looks that for those of you that, somebody asked me, hey, what do you think about this floor? And it has found a floor in the 3.9 to 4 cent, 4.5 cent range. And that was probably the buying zone once again for Alethea, was in that range there, because remember, it was at 9 cents. So you got a shot at doubling your money there. And just for fun, I actually got back in at 3.9 and 4 cents. Okay, I already have it at under a penny, but I already took my profits and I already took out my investment and my profits. So I have plenty of profits left over, and I said, you know what? I'm going to get in a little bit more here because I know it's going to pop back up again to that area of 9 cents for sure. So I'll double my money. So I took advantage of it there. So we got that going on, which is a beautiful thing. Deutsche Bank, I see this morning, is headed to the crapper. And all of that will, of course, boost the hell out of Bitcoin. That's what's going to end up happening. Ira Winderman will join us at 10:30. We'll talk a little Heat basketball with him. We got Manny Navarro at 11 o'clock. We got a lot of things to talk with Manny there. Obviously, Canes in the Sweet 16. They play tonight against Houston. Michelle Kaufman is covering UM. She will stop by at noon. Plus, we'll also get a little preview of Inter Miami taking on Chicago, and Inter Miami coming off 2 disappointing road defeats, especially the last one where you lose by an own goal. Like, damn, dude, that's just not the way you want to lose with an own goal. And then the other game was 2-0, I think it was, that they got blanked. So yeah, not a good road trip for Inter Miami after starting off the season well. They've got to bounce back on Saturday against Chicago. So hopefully the Heat got a big game against the Nets. Nets are trailing them by half a game. Miami, it's still early in the soccer season, but you'd like to bounce back now. And then obviously the Panthers are off tonight after that disappointing loss last night. And then Saturday, they've got to come up with a win. The Stahl brothers, we talked about it yesterday. Yeah, off air. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. The Stahl brothers, by the way, because of their religious beliefs, they chose not to wear the what's it called? The LGBTQ jersey or Pride Night jersey. That's it. Pride Night jersey, which, listen, I know I'm going to piss some people off, but, I don't really ever give a shit about that. I'm not ever really worried about those kind of things. I find it to be one of the weakest excuses ever. Okay? No religion or nothing should ever lead you to be biased against any kind of human being. We all come in every different shape, size, color, religion, sexuality. We should accept each other for what we are. And that's it. That's all. I don't understand this negativity towards a group of individuals that are living amongst us, that are maybe our family members, our friends, our coworkers. And we're going to show bias because of a religion or something. Oh, please give me a break, dude. It's not very good to teach hate and be divisive. Doesn't sound like something that you should be taught. Sorry. You know what I mean? That's to me, it's almost like really you're hiding almost behind the veil of religion to just really deep down your regular bias. And it just, again, some of you are pissed off about that. I don't give a shit. I don't. Kiss my ass. That's all. Pretty simple. I don't ever worry about that. That's why I've been at this for a long freaking time, because I don't play that game, And to me, it's just sad when I see that. Sad, you know? I've never been that person, and I never will be that person, and I could never be that person that I'm gonna judge you because of your color, your nationality, your sexuality, you know. I just find that sad, quite frankly. Yes, sir.
No, I was gonna say, it kind of made a bad look for the Panthers too, because they sent out the memo before game
Yeah,
that they were all in
right,
wearing the Pride Night jerseys, and then you had
right.
the two Stahl brothers come out and
Yeah, it's terrible, dude. Terrible. Big O, I was told with the feds raising the interest rates, it's going to soon cause a recession with major layoffs. Oh yeah, dude, layoffs are coming, big time. That's the Fed's tools to fix interest rates are really strange because it forces unemployment. And when you see Powell come out and talk about the job market being too strong, and it's like, and to me, this whole job market being strong is also deceiving as hell. It's a lot of you have 2 jobs because it costs a lot of money to just survive. So it's not really that everybody's employed. I think there's still a lot of people that are unemployed because they're lazy or choose not to or can't find a job. But I think there's a lot of you that, you got great work ethic and you got to survive and you got to provide and all that. So you get a second job. I'm just saying that's probably why I think there's so many people working. It's that there's a lot of you that are working 2 jobs. That's just me. But yes, recession is coming. Banks are going to be failing left and right as they keep raising rates. There's close to 200 banks that are insolvent. The FDIC has about $125 billion to bail out banks. Do you know how much money there is in the banking system? 9.2 trillion. You do the math. Do they have enough? They've got around 1.2 billion. No, I'm sorry, 122 billion. I'm sorry. So 122, 125 billion. Is that enough for 9 trillion? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No. And yeah, it's bad, bro. And the worst part about it is the same thing our Federal Reserves have done for 100 years. Other banks around the world did the same stupid blueprint. And that's why Deutsche Bank and that's why these other banks, Swiss Bank and all that, they're also caving in because they do the same stupid shit that our banks do, where you deposit all the money and instead of keeping a good portion of it, they loan out all of it. So they're not liquid. So whenever there's a bank run, they don't have the money. So, and Janet Yellen is not going to bail out everybody. That's a lie. If one day she says it, the next day she doesn't. This is a mess. I'm telling you. All right, let's do it. Let's talk a little basketball. Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report next.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All right, Ira. Good morning, sir. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. This might be the best basketball time I can ever recall in South Florida. Between Nova Southeastern winning yesterday and going to the NCAA Division II championship game. By the way, that'll be on national CBS Sports, CBS 4 down here in South Florida. So we're talking about the Nova Southeastern Sharks playing on national TV. That's awfully
Undefeated.
cool.
Undefeated.
Undefeated number one team in the country. The team that Eric Spoelstra regularly visits before seasons to learn for his playbook. You have that. You have FAU last night, remarkable. Team from Boca at the Garden on Saturday playing for the Final Four. You have tonight against a really tough test. Houston is great. That is a great basketball program. I think it's going to be toughest of all these tests coming up. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there last night between the Panthers, watching my trying not to look the Stahl brothers in the eye when they were on the ice. And then to see the Knicks lose to Orlando and the Nets lose again to Cleveland, remind you that those two are not great teams. They can lose to anyone. That if the Heat take care of business, they could finish as high as the number 5 seed. And again, I know this is a stretch. If the Heat win the remaining games, they're not going to. But if they win the remaining 8 games, they are the number 5 seed in the Eastern Conference, no matter what happens in any other result.
Just stay away from that stupid playing game. Just get 5 or 6. I don't care, but don't get.
No. I think it's a big difference, Big O. Big O, I'm going to disagree with you. If you get 6, you're either playing the Bucks, the Celtics, or the Sixers. That's tough stuff. I think you would agree, Big O. If you get 5 and play the Cavaliers, you're going to have a competitive chance. So I think 5 really matters. There's always 2 kinds of teams in the playoffs. Teams that are in it to win it and teams that are glad to be there. Of those teams at the top of the East, of Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly, they're in it to win it. We know that. I think Cleveland's glad to be here. I think Cleveland could lose a first-round series 4-2 and go, oh boy, we won 2 playoff games. So yeah, I think getting to 5 really would matter.
Yeah, no, definitely. It would definitely help out to get to 5. That would be absolutely awesome. And hopefully, they can take care of business tomorrow against Brooklyn because they got Brooklyn breathing down their necks.
Well, let me ask you this, Big O. Let me ask you this, Big O, though. Because we do Acura Pembroke Pines reports twice a week. We do our RedRecover.com Inside the Paint Show on Wednesdays. You follow all of this. So let me ask you this. Honestly, Big O, okay? Because that's all you are here on the Big O Show is honest. Do you trust the Miami Heat?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, not yet. I can't. Because you gotta show me you can shoot consistently and defend consistently, and there's a lot. You got to show me that everybody else can play at Jimmy's level every single night. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I need. Lately, like Bam has gone back to what's it called? The conservative Bam. He's not not as aggressive
or
offensively lately.
Or is it regression to the mean? Is it that he really is not, approaching that superstar level, that he's a B-level star, not an A-level star like a Jimmy Butler?
He probably isn't, but man, he was doing it. Damn it.
But you have to sustain at the most important time of the year. And here's the deal, Big O. Remember, last season, Bam missed 7 weeks of midseason with the thumb surgery. Mm-hmm. So he didn't have to play the whole grind. Playing as a leading man for 82 games is hard.
I know. And that's why you're a superstar.
The elite players. And maybe Bam is running to wall. It's one thing for him to say in June and July to Pat Riley, I won 18 shots a game. But 18 shots a game is exhausting. You look at Jimmy Butler after every one of those games, after he takes those 10 free throws, you can see it's an every last ounce proposition when Jimmy's at the top of his game. Can Bam get there? He's made strides this season, but he's not there yet. Is he an 82-game player? We still have to see that.
And by the way, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Lady Canes to add to the basketball story.
And I'm totally wrong, and I totally apologize that what Katie Meyer has done. Again, another program like Coach L's program, the NCAA tries to take out the microscope and the magnifying glass to create problems, and they still find a way to win. So, yeah, really a hell of a basketball run.
By the way, just out of curiosity, does Daryl Cohen or Charles Briscoe run any of your investments?
You know what? When I saw the name of agents involved there, like you could see, and you know how this is, Big O. You see this all the time. Athlete gets money and gets involved with the wrong get-rich-quick scheme and winds up in that kind of problem. You have to have family around you. You have to be surrounded by the right people. Big O, how many athletes, you know these stories, have you seen down here who made so much money and then you find them late in life scrounging for dollars? It's remarkable.
Michael Beasley, by the way, former Heat player, was one of the guys taken by Briscoe.
Well, and he was on, actually, he did a bunch of podcasts on that, and he talked about how the money can just get away from you if you're with the wrong people. I've seen a lot of guys with a lot of wrong people because it's almost like what you see on the streets. They befriend these guys when they're young, when they don't have anything. They take control of their finances, and then all of a sudden the guys realize later, they open their books like, where is it? And you wind up trusting the wrong people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy story reading about Cohen and Briscoe. Man, and Chandler Parsons had enough issues with injuries physically throughout his career. The poor guy could not hold up. And then on top of all of that, Daryl Cohen's like stealing money from you
and also Chandler Parsons' contract still for a guy who never played is still one of the stories of the NBA. So you have that also.
Yeah, he stole a lot of money. By the way, when are Hornets fans going to get to celebrate on MJ's sale of the team? Because I mean, we could celebrate. I saw somebody write a silly article talking about has his image taken, or has what he accomplished on the court lost anything because he's been such a poor executive, and that's just ridiculous. I mean, it's normal to be a mediocre coach or executive as a former great player. That's usually what ends up happening. You're not very good.
Exhibit 1A, Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
he tried the coaching. He tried the front officing. You know what, Big O, I'm going to interrupt you for a second here. There was a great story I read about Willis Reed. And it said Willis Reed was a great player and a very poor front office person for this reason. He could evaluate talent and see skills, but he assumed that every player would play as hard as he would have the drive that he would. That's what happens to the Michael Jordans. They look at the draft, they look at players they trade for, and they're going, damn, with that skill set, he's going to be great, because Michael assumed they were going to be as cutthroat as he was. That's the hard thing for those great players to accept. Larry Bird, it drove him to distraction and eventually drove him out of coaching and even out of executiving with the Pacers, because you realize they're not you. They don't have that.
And he had some success. Okay. At least Larry did a decent job. Like Michael's been terrible, but like the Ozzie Newsomes and the Jerry Wests of the world, God, those are so few and far between. The great player that becomes the great executive or the great coach. God, it is so weird.
Well, and Michael Jordan also treated every dollar like his last dollar, no matter how much he had. I mean, he operated that on the cheap in Charlotte. The question now is, without the cachet of Michael Jordan, is there any chance of a free agent going to Charlotte? So you do lose some of that. That's why he's keeping a minority stake, so they still can say Michael Jordan's team. But man, I think the Hornets are really lost. Remember, they lost their franchise once when they went to New Orleans. They moved to the Hornets. Then they became the Pelicans. They reinvented. People forget those years when Charlotte was the Bobcats, when they came in as an expansion team, the great Josh McRoberts teams, and then they got their name back also. So, that might not be the most enduring NBA city or team city.
Well, hold on a second. Now, let's be fair. They hated George Shinn because he was also a cheapo and didn't get things, right over there. So you gave him a bad owner for many years, and then he also ends up moving the team. So then they get also bitch slapped there. And then you get Michael Jordan, who's been a terrible executive too at the same time. I don't know if I can blame the fans of Charlotte because when it first started, the first few years, they had plenty of excitement. That arena was packed. They had a lot of enthusiasm in the expansion years.
But now, Big O, think about that. When it first started, that place, the Charlotte Coliseum outside of town was packed. But within the first few years of when they got that team, they did the Alonzo Mourning trade. Right. And that's where it went south. They started from the beginning cutting their losses. They traded Alonzo Mourning. They traded Larry Johnson. They traded their identity. When you get off to that kind of start, it's really hard to rebound.
That's what I'm saying. He's a bad owner, George Shinn. I don't blame them for having a bad owner that didn't meet them halfway, and they're snobs over there because they know basketball. That's a state that obviously grows up with basketball all over the place. So you got to give them something so they can go there. They're used to watching Duke and North Carolina and even NC State. Leading up to the expansion years, NC State was actually a really good program, in those days. So they're used to seeing great basketball in that state. And yet, you go there and I don't know, if you don't do your part, I have a hard time holding the fans, responsible. I'm just saying, I hope that they do get an owner because they've never really had a fair shot as an organization. I'm just saying, I don't know. You can look at it however you want, but you don't think that the fans haven't had a fair shake there in Charlotte?
I'm just not so sure that market, unless there's ultimate success and after the original sort of excitement of them being there, I've just never seen that embrace. You're right, losing doesn't add an embrace, but it's been an empty arena a lot, save for when the purple shirt guy showed up.
Oh, Kasaya? Is that the name? Kasaya?
You know what? Is that going to be the new? This is software, so it's not an investment firm. It's not a cryptocurrency firm. It just seems so much more legitimate when you have American Airlines, when you have a known quantity, when you know who the sponsor is, when you don't have to call Staples Center the Crypt out in LA because of crypto.com. But again, to me, that shows a certain desperation also that they couldn't get a name sponsor there instead. Who knows how long it lasts? Look, they've gone, now they're starting to miss payments. They got paid ahead of time by FTX enough to sort of make up the difference now. They had to find someone. So you sort of just reach and go for who you can. And look, I mean, it took the Marlins forever. And the Panthers now.
They don't have a product. I mean, the Heat are a great organization.
The Panthers, who did have player success, still don't have, they're still FLA Live looking for one. So again, like you spoke about your economics report before I came on here, it's a different time economically also.
Yeah, no, but I saw that and it's like, okay, I don't know them too well. Although we used to call the Washington, because it was MCI, we used to call it the phone booth, right?
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come up with something in the process. All right, Kyle Lowry, is he about to move into the starting lineup?
I don't think so for this reason, Big O. The Heat, of their 8 remaining games, have 2 back-to-back sets left. So I don't think you want to go with lineup A and lineup B. So until we know Kyle Lowry can play both games, and I'm going to give you a scenario here, Big O. We'll talk about this next week on our Accurate Pembroke Pines report also and our Inside the Paint show by redrecover.com. The Heat are at Toronto next Tuesday and in New York next Wednesday. The Knicks game, I think we both would agree, is a much bigger game for tiebreakers and playoff seeding. Do you dare sit Kyle Lowry in Toronto his NBA home to play him in New York, the more important game? Or do you do the emotional thing and let him play in Toronto and sit him in New York when we saw how important he was in that Knicks game at the finish? Or does he play both ends of a back-to-back? When Kyle Lowry is cleared to play both ends of a back-to-back, that's when I believe he'll be moved into the starting lineup.
Okay, that's interesting, because I was going to actually, what I was going to do while you're talking here, I'm trying to pull up the Heat schedule. And what I'm thinking is, because now you kind of ignited an idea in my mind that maybe what they're going to do, and let me see, maybe what they do is the Philadelphia game he plays, Washington he doesn't, and
Correct.
then the final game against Orlando he
Yes.
starts. And then in the playoffs, you don't have any more
You don't have back-to-back. So in that, and again, Eric Spoelstra has changed lineups just ahead of the playoffs. We saw it with Jake Crowder.
Right.
We've seen them do that before. But here's the big deal, the big O.
But that one is seamless too if you change
That
it.
works.
Right.
If you have a week off before the playoffs. If you're in the play-in and you're playing the season finale Sunday, April 9th, and Tuesday, April 11th, you're hosting Atlanta, not so easy on one day's notice to change your rotation.
But we're talking about a guy that was normally starting. We're talking about a guy that has started his whole career.
And I understand that. I'm just saying
and we're talking about a kid in Gabe Vincent that's normally used to coming off the bench anyway. So,
And that's why you and I talked about that's why 5 or 6 is so important. And you'd agree. You give Eric Spoelstra a week to prepare for anyone, and he will Jeremy Lin you. He will find something.
What he just did with the Knicks, with Randall.
The Julius Randle rules and what they did and what they might do again next Wednesday. But if he only has a one-day turnaround and you're playing on Sunday, practicing Monday, Atlanta Tuesday, maybe having to play Toronto on Friday to make the playoffs, you really got to avoid the play-in. Hey, you're in control again. Do something with it.
As I've been saying, Eric Spoelstra is the MVP of that organization, brother. I'm telling you, it's he makes Chef Ramsay look like an amateur. What he's able to do in the kitchen every single freaking night with whatever lineup you give him, with whatever people you give him, he makes the best out of everything, dude. That guy doesn't get enough credit. And look what he did the other night. Now he's with Red Auerbach,
Greg Popovich and Jerry Sloan, 700 victories with the same franchise. Yeah.
Wow. And when he did that, I sat back and I go, oh shit, Riley never got to 700 in Miami. Damn, because he did it for a long
or LA.
Yeah, actually, he didn't get to 700 with LA.
It's 700 with the same team, but I guess that record is only being with one team. Maybe that's why, because Riley was with multiple teams.
Yeah,
Sloan wasn't with multiple team. Although Red Auerbach did coach Washington for a while, so maybe that was the case.
So Riley never got to 700 with the Lakers.
Well, think about it. Eric Spoelstra, you're talking about now, 2008. You're talking about 15 years as coach. So Pat's tenure with LA was shorter.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's just you would think that Riley got to 700 even with the Heat.
Or even Phil Jackson with the Bulls, with the Lakers,
Yeah.
That's the thing is Eric has been one coach, one place, like Sloan, like Popovich.
He is amazing. All right, what do you got going on the Sun Sentinel leading up to game time?
A couple of things. I wrote about the Heat three-point shooting. It's really come around since the All-Star break, and that's the key to everything. You make threes, Jimmy gets the lane, everything opens up. Got to keep making them. Why? You're starting Kevin Love now, a three-point threat in the starting lineup. Even when he doesn't make them, he spaces. Victor Oladipo is not playing as much to take his god-awful three-pointers, so that's being moved out of the equation. There's no more if Duncan Robinson. He's been out of it with his bad shooting year. That's changed. And I did my story on Jimmy Butler, and I would posit to you this, Big O. I'm not saying Jimmy Butler is MVP. He's missed games. There's other better players. I will say this, though. When Jimmy Butler wants to play like an MVP, he's as good as anyone in this league. When Jimmy Butler has those moments, because remember, we're talking about a two-way player. Maybe you put Giannis ahead of him because he's a two-way player. But you have Jokic, who's more of a one-way player. Doncic, a one-way player. What Jimmy Butler does on both ends of the court, in the moments when he wants to be at an MVP level, can be at an MVP level. We're seeing that right now.
Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat and catch his exceptional work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, as always, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you immensely.
Catch you on Monday, 10:30, Acura Pembroke Pines Report. Thanks, Big O. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Ira. Have a great weekend. And by the way, if you are looking for a vehicle, get on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Go see Larry Schlossberg and Pat Nasto and Tony Stampone and all the great people out there getting it done. We got a fleet of certified pre-owned vehicles, got a large selection of brand new vehicles. The number one volume sales dealership in the United States. Number one in Acura, baby. That's Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the number one volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Right. Brett Dodger says your angelic singing voice is only rivaled by your extensive wrestling knowledge. Did I win on Wednesday? Did I pick it? No, I didn't. Really?
I told you not to go with Vikingo.
Damn, that's just
Kenny Omega won.
Those Omega watches aren't very reliable, bro.
Yeah, but he's not an Omega watch.
I guess not. I guess that was. I guess that one kept ticking after it get licking. All right. Rosendo says layoffs mean prices continue to rise. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. MM says, Big O, do you think the house market will hit hard like 2009 or worse, or will it be not as bad for Texas and Florida as other states since everyone moved to Texas and Florida during pandemic? Very good on your part. Okay. The housing market, I believe, will take a hit because as interest rates rise and as you notice in your credit card payments and everything else, everything is rising. And then with interest rates rising, loan interest rates also rise. Less people will take out loans. Less houses will be bought. So then, yes, there's going to be a setback in the housing market. And then, you are very correct, sir. Because of Florida and Texas having, they kind of handled the pandemic a little different and they kept people working. That inspired a lot of businesses and people to move to Florida and Texas. And this is why also the unemployment rates are lower in Florida and Texas than they are for the rest of the average of the country. It's less in Florida. So yes, the housing market will suffer and suffer big time in a lot of places. You're right now in Vegas, they are about to go into a crisis. And let me tell you something. And again, I just throw this kind of stuff out there because, I always look out for everybody else at the same time. The last time I screwed up, this was, I don't know, when the last time that the housing market went really down, I forgot what year exactly, and the prices in Vegas were a joke. Like condos were going for like 15, 25,000, which then ended up going for 200,000 later on. So I'm just saying that might be a place where if they go and they're headed like badly, it might be a place to invest in, put an Airbnb or something like that. But yes, that's what's going to happen. There's going to be places that are going to suffer big time, like Vegas. Vegas doesn't have what happened to Florida and Texas that, people just flocked to move to Vegas. No, they moved to Florida and Texas. They moved their businesses, they moved themselves, all of that stuff because of the way Florida and Texas handled, the pandemic. So yes, the housing market is going to take a hit, even here in Florida and in Texas, but it won't be as bad in Florida and Texas, just like unemployment. It'll get worse now, but it won't be as bad in Florida as in Texas because we have more businesses, more people need work. And so we will be fortunate in that sense in Florida and Texas. Okay. So, yeah. Big O Pat Riley was only with the Lakers from 81 to 90. Yeah, bro, but they won a lot. And they won playoffs and everything. What happened there? Oh, wow. Damn. And so he just stayed there on the table just waiting for him? Yeah, I'm just...
He chopped him in the chest 3 times and left him there.
Like, damn. That was a nice move, by the way. Nice move on his part. You definitely got to practice that thing. Markets are betting Feds will cut rates starting in July, so housing, I think, will stabilize. Yeah, but it'll be too late by then because you'll have a whole bunch of people, not being able to pay mortgages, and it's just going to be a mess, dude. It's going to be a mess. And they will pivot. I don't know when. It might be in July. And when they do, oh, my God, the markets are going to explode. Whoo, doggy. Yeah. Nizzle says no water in Vegas. Although Lake Mead is filling up now. I don't know if you noticed that, but a lot of the lakes and like California now, a lot of the parts of California were in severe droughts. Now it's completely gone, pretty much, except in the most eastern part of California. It's kind of desert-like. It's a small portion, and then way down in the south of tip of California, there's still a little bit, but everywhere else, all the reservoirs are filled back up again, and Lake Mead is filling back up again. I don't know exactly where it's at, but it has gained a lot more from all the rain and all the snow and everything else that's gone on. So it has helped out a little bit. But yeah, they obviously have gone through a drought out west.
All the mobsters out there with hoses, making sure bodies don't keep coming up.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Now it's getting covered up. So now the bodies are getting back covered up again. Some mafiosos are going, they won't find that body. Matthew says, I appreciate you throwing in market breakdown for us that don't know how or where to even begin doing our own research. You are welcome, sir. You are welcome. Let's see. The first championship in 1980, Magic Johnson rookie year, was a different coach. Yes, it was Westphal. Paul Westphal was the guy. He's the one that went to Loyola Marymount with Bo Kimball and the late Hank Gathers. Same coach, Paul Westphal. I'm talking. Is it Palm Springs? Is it Palm Springs? I'm not sure if you might be right. You might be right, Brian. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it's a small tip of the southern tip in California that is still at severe drought, but it's a small portion. And then there's a small portion on the eastern side of the state that's, closest to the desert. Those are the only places that still have, but everywhere else, all the reservoirs and everything else are way up already now. In fact, there was one that I was watching that was like at 120% or something like that. So it was 20% over where it normally would be at this time of the year on normal seasons. So it shows that all the rain and all the floods and obviously a lot of destruction in California, but at least they were able to get back some of the water reserves that they needed in a big time way. So that's a positive, right? And we got to go with that. Adam says, we are spoiled rotten by Eric Spoelstra. We are going to miss him whenever he decides to retire. Yes, it's going to suck royally when Eric Spoelstra retires because, you had Riley and then you have Spo. You had Van Gundy for a little bit in there too, but not a lot of organizations have that kind of a run with two coaches. It's really hard. And then, you got to roll the dice that the third coach is going to be like a great coach. That's hard, dude. Like really hard. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm not looking forward to Eric Spoelstra retiring. As I've said, he's the most important person in the organization right now. It's not Pat Riley. It's Spoelstra. He's the guy that makes, something out of nothing all the time. And they've given him a whole bunch of nothing several times over the last few years. I mean, when he went 31-10 with those bums, that's all I need to know from that guy. He's amazing. Really is. Definitely. Same thing with the Spurs. I would disagree with that. Right? Are the Spurs in the playoffs this year? Are they? Do you know? Are they any good? I know the West is bad, but that's why I'm saying the West is bad, and are the Spurs even in the mix? Let me see. Let me pull it up, because from what I checked, the Spurs have been stinking it up, right? Where are they? Yeah, dude, the Spurs are 19-54. Yeah, no. Let me tell you something. Popovich has gone. Spo has done better than Popovich without superstars. Spo is a better coach than Greg Popovich with less. I mean, I'm sorry, but those are the facts. Can't help you. He's 19-54. Why isn't he better? Tell me why isn't he better? Yeah. Tanking my ass. So I just I just got to say I'm not that impressed with post superstars with him. Okay? That's all. I just, you know. All right, we got hour number 2 coming up. Let's bring Manny Navarro on board. Let's get ready for hour number 2 on the show. And we are coming to you live from the KSDT CPA offices here in Dadeland. Hour number 2 is next.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
There we go. Ready to go. Ready to fire it off. By the way, for those of you that were trying to sell me some bullshit on Popovich tanking, he's 19-54 this year. He was 34-48 the year before that. He was 33-39 before that, and he was 32-39 before that. Those are his last 4 seasons. Greg Popovich is not better than Eric Spoelstra. End of story. Finito. Eric Spoelstra does better with Whiteside, Dion Waiters, and Tyler and all those other guys, or was it Tyler Johnson, right? All those clowns than Popovich does with all these guys that he has. He actually does better post superstars than Popovich. So let's leave that out there. Manny, how you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling good. Driving back home from 4 days in Orlando. Disney World, Universal Studios, all that kind of stuff. The kids are going home happy. They're all asleep right now in the car. But other than that, everything's going great, man.
I can see her conked out in the back. She's like completely gone. That is awesome. Best part about kids is they can sleep anywhere, bro. Like, it doesn't matter, bro. It's just like they lie there. That's it. They just they lie their head and they're gone. It's like the magic. Why do we lose that when we get old? Why is it that we can only sleep like 4 hours and we've got to get up or something? What the hell is that, bro? I mean, like, it's crazy.
It's because our brains don't stop working. We're always working on our head. We're always thinking about our problems. When you're a kid, you don't have any of those. You can fall anywhere, mom, dad, to get back and protect you. So that's the mindset.
You're breaking up badly. Let's try. But I think I understood what you're saying, that we got problems and we think about what do we got to do tomorrow? I got to do this. I got to pay that. I got to go there. And when you're a kid, you're not thinking about any of that shit. So yeah, you're right. It's usually that kind of bogs us down. So your thoughts on the Canes Sweet 16 now, men and women?
Tremendous job at both programs. Obviously, Katie Meyer. I mean, obviously she got some help with NIL this year, getting the Cavender twins, being able to keep players that they kept and to keep things rolling. I'm happy for her. She's a hard worker to win.
Manny, it's tough, brother. It's the connection's really, really tough. Let's do this. Let's try cell phone. And with no video, let's try cell phone. Try to reconnect there. Just cell phone, Sean. See if we can do that. We'll call you back, Manny. Instead of video, let's try cell phone because it's really hard. You're probably out in the open road in the turnpike and all that, and the reception is probably not as strong there. So we'll call you back now, and we'll get hooked up there. All right. You got him there? All right. Let's see. Okay, we'll try to hook that up. Oh, if you had to pick one as a life coach, who you got? 1, Antonio Brown. 2, Jose Canseco. 3, Art Kelly. And 4, Charlie Sheen. Holy man, I don't know who I would take out of that entire bunch. I'm going to try to figure out the least craziest one, right? So I'll go Canseco. Because Brown, Kelly, and Sheen are completely out of their minds. I don't think I can take those guys. At least with Canseco, I actually personally can't say anything bad about the guy because he actually treated me nice. So I really can't say anything bad about the guy, but I know he's had all kinds of issues and stuff like that. But yeah, it's tough. Is he there? Do we have him? Let's see. Not yet. I'm an appraiser, 26 years now, moved to Texas in 18. These 2 states will bear the least burden because the demand is still high and supply is low. these factors balance out. Yeah, we'll suffer some, but not as much as others. You are correct. You are correct. Yeah. Yeah. You there, my man?
I'm here, brother. I apologize for all that.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So let's go over again with the Canes, man. Great weekend to see both the Lady Canes and the men's team in the Sweet 16. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, only 4 programs in all of college sports have that this year, right? That we're able to get both the men's and women's through the Sweet 16. I'm happy for Katie Meyer because, she's been at UM a long time now. She's tried to build that thing into a winner, and it's not easy, man. Like, there's only so much talent in college basketball, especially on the women's side. It seems like the same teams are always there at the top, and usually you see blowouts, and it's tough to pull off upsets. And they went on the road, played in Indiana, and won there. They did a fantastic game against a team that they only had 3 or 4 losses all year. So I'm happy for her. She worked really hard to do the job. And I know kind of evening the playing field a little bit, allowing for Miami to get some good players and keep them. And so I was happy for her. And obviously Jim Larinaga, we've talked about him a lot. I said I think especially up on the Mount Rushmore, right, with what he's doing in the basketball program as far as UM is concerned, right? He's a Hall of Fame coach, and I think about the greatest basketball coach in my history. Hamilton obviously did a lot of great things.
Manny, unfortunately, my brother, we're gonna have to cut the interview short. It's completely breaking up, man. It's just you're in a spot where it's just hard to stay with a clean signal, my brother. We'll catch up on Tuesday, my friend. Safe travels coming back from your vacation. We'll catch up on Tuesday. I appreciate you, my brother. All right.
All right, man.
You got it. No, it's all good. It's all good. Manny Navarro. All right. And our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. Go to 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Unfortunately, couldn't get, I'm not going to keep him on where it's hard to really understand. It's not fair to him, not fair to you guys. It doesn't sound good, unfortunately. So it is what it is. It happens. All right. Did Pat Riley celebrate his birthday March 20th? Don't know. You're going to have to ask him. Too much responsibility. That's why we can't sleep that long. Amen to that. It's definitely what it is. Yeah. Sleeping is the curse of humanity. When you're young, you don't want to sleep and have to be forced by your parents. When you're older, you wish you can sleep more and can never find the time. Amen to that. You know what's the worst part is? You ever notice this, right? The alarm rings, and then you realize it's the most comfortable you've been all night and the best you've been sleeping right when the alarm rings. You turn off the alarm and you're like, dude, I'm really comfortable right now. I don't want to move. I don't want to get up. Oh, God, I hate that. Happens to me all the friggin' time, dude. All the time. And that's why I am the Benicio del Toro of radio hosts. Okay? That's why I will always be the Benicio del Toro of radio hosts. I don't know what it is, but lack of sleep, or maybe I don't eat enough vegetables. I don't know what it is. I really don't eat enough vegetables anyways. That is actually a truth. Some will tell you that you eat your vegetables, you won't get bags. I don't know. I don't know if it's true, because the cucumber thing really, it's overrated. Very overrated. Looks like they're trying to beam Manny through the filter in Star Trek. Manny on that Cricket Mobile. You guys are bad, dude. Absolutely bad. Well, when sports and business collide, we like doing the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. Alrighty. You know, when you retire in life, you stop being a coal miner, a police officer, a teacher, a broadcaster, whatever it is you do. Then you've got time on your hands, and you've got to figure out what are you going to do with that time. You start with hobbies, maybe you start a business, or maybe you take part in ownership of a business. Well, guess what? Old man Tom Brady hired what the hell was he 53, 77, whatever it was. He is now the latest athlete to become a sports team owner. And let's have Brady give you the news personally. Fire away, Sean Stanley.
Hey guys, what's up? I got really special news to share today. I'm excited to announce I'm going to become part of the Las Vegas Aces organization. It was a matter of time before I was back in the building with some of the greatest athletes in the world. And I grew up with 3 older sisters. They were all incredible athletes in their own right. They were role models to me. It's where my love of women's sports began. I tagged along. I was the annoying little brother to all their games. And they were the best athletes in our house. And they're still a great inspiration to me. So I admire all the work the Aces players and staff and what the WNBA continues to do to grow the sport and to empower the future generations of female athletes, one I have in my own family, and I'm ready to contribute in any way possible as a member of such a great organization. What an honor. I can't wait to watch these amazing, talented players bring another championship to Las Vegas. LFG.
There you go. How about that? Tom Brady, part owner of the Las Vegas, what is it? What are they called again? The Aces, right? Oh, that's right, because dealing aces, blackjack, Vegas, all that good stuff. Okay, so Mark Davis is the owner. Did you know that? The Raiders owner, he's the owner of the Aces. The Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades. He's the owner, and remember, the plan was to bring Brady over to the Raiders to be the quarterback, and that did not happen. I wonder if that was part of the conversations. Yeah, no, and I want to be part owner of the, oh, yeah, you could do that. And then the quarterback stuff didn't happen. Now the Aces stuff happens. It's kind of interesting. Tom Brady, a professional basketball owner. And it looks, by the way, the good thing, that the cool part is that it looks like women's basketball is truly growing, which is actually cool because it just never really gets, the same kind of love out there and doesn't get the same kind of respect. And those ladies, they sell out, man. They sell out. The Aces, by the way, are the defending WNBA champions. They defeated the Connecticut Sun in last year's finals. Becky Hammon, which is the coach, a 6-time WNBA All-Star, worked as San Antonio Spurs assistant coach from 14 to 22. Brady was initially retired for 40 days last year, announcing his plans to come back for his 23rd season. The 23 WNBA season is slated to begin March 19th. The Aces will aim for their first defending title since the Los Angeles Sparks wanted back-to-back titles in 01 and 02. So we'll see if the Aces can win back-to-back titles there. And what else do we have? Oh, and that is your KSDT CPA Sports Business Reports.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Let's see. Tua Time says, come on, give Spo the Spurs team. He ain't in the playoffs either. He That's more impressive than that Popovich has ever done post, the stars. Show me something that Popovich has done without stars that is more impressive than what Spo did at 41 with those bums. Show me. You won't be able to find it. Enough of the excuses, dude. I'm sorry. Popovich is a great coach. I get it. So is Spo. Spo's just better. That's all. Spo's a better coach all around. Popovich showed me he can do it with stars, but you haven't shown me that without stars, you can get more out of your team. Bro, for 4 years, this guy's been terrible. Terrible for 4 years. And he's there. He's in charge. So he can't find better players? Him in the front office can't figure it out? So what? They got lucky with 2 number 1 overall picks with David Robinson and then Tim Duncan, and then they were lucky with Ginobili and Parker, and then that's it? It's over? That's it? Your run is done? You can't do anything else? Is that what it is? Oh, okay. That's how it works. Okay. So you can't take a team in the bubble and overachieve and get to the finals like Spo did. You can't get a bunch of scrubs and beat up the Golden State Warriors a couple times and get to, 500. Almost make the playoffs. Listen, man, you guys want to make excuses for Greg Popovich, you go ahead and make excuses. But all I'm saying is post superstars, I'm more impressed with Eric Spoelstra than I ever am with Greg Popovich. Facts. Just saying, man. It's really lazy to just give him the greatness, label on the whole general run of his. He's great. He's a Hall of Famer, first ballot, all that stuff. Money in the bank. But post superstars, I'm not impressed. That's all. And all I ever do is gush about Eric Spoelstra because that guy constantly impresses me. You're breaking up, Oh? I am? Nah, I don't think so. Oh, I just watched a show on guitar prodigies voted on by other guitarists. Number 3 was somebody I've never heard of. Oh, Nuno Betancourt. Yeah, I've seen Nuno. Yeah. Yeah, Nuno Betancourt. I saw him live with God, what's her name now? That she went back to play with Alice Cooper. She was playing with Demi Lovato. Damn it. God, I'm brain farting now. Somebody will get it, I think. If any of you know female guitarists, she's really, really good. What's her name? Damn it. Anyway, I saw them both in concert together, and Betancourt is really, really good, dude. Really good. Yes, he's an underrated guitarist. He doesn't get enough love, Nuno Betancourt. Luis Fonsi. Oh God! Now I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. I have a picture with her, or I have her. Lita Strauss. Nita Strauss. Nita Strauss. That's it. Thank you. Nita Strauss. So yeah, Nita Strauss and Nuno Betancourt. I saw them at some little rinky-dink club, and it was awesome. It was awesome. So yeah, good guitarist. If you haven't seen him, you should look him up on YouTube. Excellent player. Chris Buck, great guitarist. Who's Chris Buck with? What band? Those Anthony Mason teams, they were meh, but won games. Once again, you're going to get free agents to go to San Antonio or Miami. I don't know, dude. They got Parker and Ginobili, right? They got the kid that they traded to Atlanta, right? I don't want to hear excuses, dude. Excuses, they get players to go to other places, right? Memphis has got a few players, don't they? Don't they have a pretty good team? Other places get players. So, you can't have the excuse when you get them and then when you don't get them. If you can find the Parkers and Ginobilis, then go ahead and find them again. Let's go. All I'm saying is I'm more impressed with Eric Spoelstra with less than I am with Greg Popovich by miles. Like, it's not even close. Okay? That's the amazing part. It's not even close. Spo over Popovich, post superstars. Tremonti is terrific too. Alter Bridge is awesome. I've seen Alter Bridge and I've seen Tremonti on his own too. Very good band. By the way, John Wick opens up this weekend. And it's already around 65 to 70 million that it's already brought in, obviously with Thursday because it opened up yesterday. I rarely go to the movies. It takes like, it's got to be like a Star Wars or something special to get me to go out, an Avatar or something. It has to be like an enormous movie. If not, I'll just wait for it to, get on one of the platforms and then I'll watch it. No big deal. And I've done that with all of John Wick's. But because Rotten Tomatoes is giving this John Wick this high rating, I was thinking about telling the wife, hey, let's sneak out and go get a matinee and go watch, because I don't want to go on a Friday or Saturday night to a theater because that's just, that's a crazy idea to do that. But go maybe in the afternoon and sneak in there and go enjoy maybe John Wick because I've never watched any of the John Wicks on a big screen. So I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I'll treat myself and go watch a John Wick on the big screen this weekend, go in the afternoon or something, and go check it out. I am looking forward to it. I do enjoy the John Wicks. I do. And what's the other one that Tom Cruise plays? He's like the drifter. God. Brain farting again on that one. Not John Wick. What's the other one, man? But I enjoy that role too, the Tom Cruise. I mean, Tom Cruise pretty much has got me on any movie that he does. That I'm always locked into his movies. But that role he plays, Reacher, that's it, Jack Reacher. Thank you. That's it, Brian. Thank you. And Ty, thank you for helping me out on that one. But those are fun movies. I do enjoy those. I do want to tell you a little bit about my friends, of course, at ejdconstruction.com. We love talking about Eric and all the great people at EJD Construction, 305-433-4843, folks. Custom home construction, major home remodeling. They are fully insured liability and workers' comp, so you never have to worry. If somebody's working in your property and they actually get injured, they're not going to sue you because they are fully insured. And again, we're not talking about, some kind of handyman or anything like that. We're talking about custom home construction and major home remodeling. You want to add an entire second floor or third floor. You need to remediate your entire home and gut it all out and redo everything. They can do that. You had a fire and you need to remediate everything. They can do that also. You need to update your roof. A lot of people now have to re-up their insurance policies, and they're telling them, hey, your house is over 20 years old. Your roof needs to be upgraded. And guess who can do that for you? EJD Construction. Eric's cell phone number is 305-433-4843. Tell him you heard it on the Big O Show. Dade or Broward counties only, not Palm Beach. They don't go to Palm Beach. So if you live in Dade or Broward County, call Eric at 305 433-4843. Go to the Instagram page, search for EJD Construction so you can see a lot of the before and after work, which is just absolutely amazing. EJDconstruction.com. I was at Rockville when they performed their new songs for that first time. They are very good, man. I'm with you there. Have you seen the Amazon Prime Reacher? Yes, I did. I watched the Amazon Prime Reacher. I enjoyed it. It was a cool show. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm waiting for season 2, man. When the hell is season 2 coming? The fight scene when he's in the prison bathroom, that's a hell of a fight scene in the prison bathroom, dude. And he's got that dry wit humor about him, right? Yeah, I like it. I enjoyed that Jack Reacher. I don't think it's better than the movies, like you said, but I did enjoy it, and I'm waiting for season 2. And supposedly season 2 got re-upped, so we'll see. The female police officer, she's a little underrated, by the way. Just saying. Big O, next time Omar comes on, remind him that Jerome Baker was a 3rd-round pick. He casually left him out last time. Well, you know how Omar works these arguments. He tries to use them as to his advantage, but then when he misses out on the ammo and no, it's not to my advantage, he then quickly, pivots and goes to something else. You know how it is. But we catch him. We catch him in mid-flight and straighten it out. Like he was bragging on the Parcells drafts, and it's like, yo, dude, no. Oh man, it was awesome seeing FAU Nation taking over Times Square. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Those pictures were awesome. Have you heard Isaiah Pacheco's story? Really moving. No, I have not. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look it up. I don't know if it's an article you're talking about or some kind of an interview or something. Finn's dad says, Big O, my wife said you were a great patient the other day. Big abrazo for you, bro. Thank you, Finn's dad. Your wife must be the one that took my blood out the other day. She is maybe the best at doing that, okay? Because I don't know what it is, but my arm, I end up like a stinking pincushion. And then it gets all bruised up and everything because I always end up with the idiot that's poking me 3, 4, 5 times. Your wife, dude, like, look at that. There's no mark. Like, your wife did it like on the first shot, brother. Like, right on the first shot, I told her, you're awesome. The other lady that works with her also did a really good job because I've been there a couple times to get my blood out. At what's it called? Quest Diagnostics or whatever it's called. And so, yeah, that place actually has 2 ladies, your wife and then this other lady that do a really good job. I went to my doctor's office where they needed me to do some kind of a stress test. And dude, the guy that had to like take my blood out, he killed me. He's just like luckily, I'm not the guy that gets queasy and any of that shit. So it doesn't bother me, but I'm looking at it going, hey, Jagoff, you're like stabbing me 8 times. Well, I'm sorry, I can't get it. And it's like, well, aren't you a pro? Your wife was awesome, dude. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. That was fantastic. Like that. Quick. Fantastic. Important question Ray has for me. Big O, what's your favorite song from Depeche Mode? That's a great one, bro. God, Little 15 is so good. Personal Jesus. I Feel You. It's probably going to be from Music of the Masses because that's probably my favorite album. I'm pulling up the song list. I Want You Now is so good. Behind the Wheel, Things That You Said. Never Let Me Down Again. There. Never Let Me Down Again. That would be my favorite Depeche Mode song. But then again, it's like there's so many, dude. Master and Servant. You know what I mean? There's just so many that I could pick. But Never Let Me Down Again, I think, because that Music from the Masses is probably my favorite album. I went to that tour also. The Violator tour is still one of my favorite tours of all time because the opened up and Johnny Marr was their guitarist, which was just sick. So I'll go with that. That'll be my favorite Depeche Mode song. That was a classic Omar and Big O the other day. Yeah, that was fun. I'm starting to believe Omar is half Cuban. Big O, the way he gaslights and gets to the next subject, it's typical of a Cuban. Ray says, whenever I go to Quest or LabCorp, there is always a mark left. Well, I got to tell you, if you see, what was her name? Finn's dad 13's wife. She's a badass, bro. She's a badass. No marks. No marks, no bruises, no nothing, bro. It's awesome. Awesome. So that's all I can tell you. Big O, the Dolphins don't draft until the second round, but do you have any plans with the show for the first day of the draft? Well, we plan on doing it. We plan on being there and, doing at least a 3-hour show, 8 to 11. That's probably what we'll do on that Thursday night. So, yes, we are trying to finalize the right bar to be at because you never know. Miami could trade up and trade in there, and I never put anything past, Chris Greer. Happy birthday to Chris Greer. Did you know today was his birthday? Today is Chris Greer's birthday, so happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Chris Greer.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. Get some talent in here. Let's finish it off and let's go win the Super Bowl. Oh, Enjoy the Silence is a great song, Uber. It's Depeche Mode. There are so many songs. Favorite Depeche Mode is stripped off of their live album. Great song and great album. You talk about 101, right? Is that the live one you're talking about? The double live album? No, that's New Order 101. Perfect Circle is amazing. Yes, Perfect Circle is a very good band. Pacheco lost his mom in high school, and then his sister got murdered soon after. You should read up on it. Wow. That's just wrong. Deftones with Maynard as a guest was out of this world. Deftones are good. They're fun, man. I really enjoy Deftones. What's up, Big O? Have you seen the Chris Rock comedy show on Netflix yet? I thought it was brilliant at the end. Yeah, I've talked about it already. It was a mediocre stand-up. It wasn't really that funny. It was forced, and it was fantastic in the last 10 minutes of the thing. It's really only worth it for the end. I believe if you're honest with yourself and you listen to the material, it was almost forced. It wasn't really good enough. Bigger and Blacker from Chris Rock is a 1,000 times better stand-up. I wasn't impressed with the stand-up itself. I just loved the last 10 minutes when he annihilated, Will Smith and his wife. That was worth the whole thing. But if I'm going to be honest, the first whatever it was, 90 minutes of the show was not good. I barely laughed. Do I like Primus? Well, I flew to Red Rocks to go see them. Does that say I like them? Primus and Mastodon. So yes, I do like Primus. I've seen them several times. Drove over to Orlando to see them. So do you think I like Primus? Do you think I like Les Claypool if I go to Orlando and Denver to go see him? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of respect that dude. What a bass player. Jesus. So is Harry Houdini, hopefully Greer can perform some magic and deliver us a right tackle? Let's hope so. Today is also DBJ's birthday. Don Bailey Jr., are you talking about? It's Peyton Manning's birthday? Okay. Is it Don Bailey that you're talking about, Drago? Because I know Don. I'll send him a happy birthday. I didn't know it was Don Bailey Jr.'s birthday. That's pretty cool. He's such a good dude, bro. God, Don Bailey Jr. is like, they don't make him like that. They just don't make human beings like that. The Lord said, yeah, I'm making a special dude with that guy right there. Where I'm going to make a guy, if you ever hear anybody say, oh, that Don Bailey's a jerk, I can't get along. You right away, you know that there's something wrong with that dude right there. Okay? Anybody that tells you they can't get along with Don Bailey Jr., there's something wrong with that person. Don Bailey Jr. is salt of the earth, just one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. Just is, bro. I wish I was a tenth of the person that guy was. Yes, sir.
It is Chris Bosh's birthday as well.
Whoa!
And DeMar Hamlin.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow.
Today.
And
the 24th.
Okay.
Right? 24th,
So Bosch played with a 3 also.
Yep.
DeMar Hamlin's 3?
Yeah, no. I got where you were going.
Okay. All right.
See what the music birthdays are.
Okay. The Mannings are 3 brothers, aren't they?
They are 3 brothers.
Okay. Just want to say. The Heat is shooting better at their 3s right now, right?
They're getting better.
They are better in their 3s. Okay. All right. Big O, these new offensive linemen, are they an upgrade from Jackson, Hunt, and Eichenberg? Last year, they signed Armstead and Connor the second week of free agency. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dolphin 13, you need to go listen to what I've talked about already on the show. I've already talked about this offensive line stuff. And did you do a piece on the one that I told people that they have to come to the realization of where those guys are at?
It will be out on the weekend.
Yeah. So there you go. I talked about it thoroughly this week and twice. So I'm sure one of them, he's making a piece on it, and it should be out. But I explain it, and I think you should listen to it. Big O, if you had to save one person's life, who would it be? Donald Trump or Roger Waters? Oh, my God. Roger Waters, for sure, because there's no chance he can be president. There's no chance of anything like that. So I can save him from drowning in the waters, Roger Waters, and then I can just kick him in the ass and just, as I bring him to shore, I kick him right in the ass out into the ground, and he goes face first, and he eats some dirt. And then I walk away, and I say, you're welcome, asshole. And then I leave. Okay? The orangutan, I'm not saving at all. There's no saving the orangutan. Okay? His ass can drown. Can we just leave him floating? No, I don't want him. I don't want the orangutan floating. Yeah. So he can be an anchor for all I care. A human anchor. When sports and business collide, we like doing something called the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. All right. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, man. We need you guys to smash it there, and the like button too. Apple, those of you that own Apple, I got myself Apple. That's one of the platforms that I like to watch. Obviously, Ted Lasso is on Apple. I got my Inter Miami on Apple, right? I mean, that's the thing about Apple and Amazon and some of these platforms, Netflix and YouTube now. And for those of us that are sports fans, we're now seeing that a lot of our sports are leaving the ABCs and the NBCs and the CBSs and the Foxes. And now all of a sudden these platforms are taking over. Well, guess what? Apple is looking to step its game up. The competition for sports media rights giants is heating up between Apple and Amazon. Apple now may take a run at English soccer, according to Bloomberg. The global giant behind the hit series Ted Lasso would allow Apple to stream the Premier League games in the UK as well as lower league matches from English Football League, according to the report. Apple made its first big move into live sports last year by signing a 10-year deal with Major League Soccer at $2.5 billion. Pushing into English football would pit Apple against entrenched media companies such as Sky and Warner Brothers and Discovery, which last year agreed to a joint venture with BT Sports. It also could throw down the gauntlet with Amazon, who has become a force in streaming European football. In the U.S., both Apple and Amazon are finalists in negotiations for the Pac-12 media rights, and they're competing against Disney and ESPN. Apple is also gearing up to offer a second season of Friday Night Baseball with MLB, and Amazon, meanwhile, made its big jump into live sports with $11 billion in their 11-year deal exclusively to stream NFL's Thursday Night Football through 2033, through 2033, I'm sorry. By the way, did you hear what they may be doing with that Thursday Night Football thing? They may have a flexing now for it. That makes a lot of sense, bro. They want to avoid stinkers, but because you do it a couple weeks ahead of time. I know they charter all these planes.
Yeah, but the Thursday games are never going to be, because if you flex them, you're not guaranteed to get.
Well, you are if you know which are the good teams. If they you're halfway
but
through,
are they going to play?
And not in the first couple of weeks because you don't know, but as you get into halfway of the season, you can start flexing because then you know who are the teams that are good.
They're going to have what, third or fourth pick? Because you're going to go Monday Night Football.
Well, no, but those aren't flexed.
They can flex them at the end of the year.
That's towards the end. This is actually more.
I just don't see the.
But you at least have an opportunity to gain a better game than some of the stinkers.
I don't think the Thursday games are ever going to be good because you have
until
you have the week off or whatever.
Off.
That way, I just don't see.
I get you.
That becoming.
But at least they're trying to find a better matchup instead of a stinker on Thursday. Like sometimes, not only is it a Thursday game, but it's it sucks. It's a bad game.
Yeah, but if you're the Dolphins, say you're Dolphins this year, right?
Right.
And we're rolling, and we're good,
and we are.
They're going to keep flexing them to Thursday games.
No, not keep. They'll do it once, then they'll flex somebody else. But yeah,
but if they're the better team and they're the ones that are drawing the eyes, they're always going to want to keep that team flexed.
Well, yeah, I know, but they're not going to keep doing the same team on a short week like that. And they're not going to do that.
Not be surprised.
They probably would get you just once a year for something like that. But I like the idea that they're going to try to at least put better games on Thursday. And then as part of its growing relationship with the NFL, Amazon recently scored the rights to the league's first ever Black Friday game in 2023. So Apple, if you also subscribe to Apple like I do, because I subscribe to 5 damn platforms, you will be seeing more and more sports, whether you live here or across the pond. And yes, I watched Ted Lasso religiously. I watched this week's episode and everything. Yes. Zava. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to say anything. Just saying Zava doesn't say a damn thing about what happened at all. So, yes, I watch it. I love Ted Lasso. I'm an enormous fan of the Ted Lasso show. It's a really good show. Supposedly, this is the last year of it. The questions are, will there be a spinoff of Ted Lasso? That's the real question. All right? Get rid of Thursday night games altogether. Do it for player safety, if nothing else. Say, Michael, they ain't going to get rid of it. They're doing it for money. And did you not hear $11 billion? Seriously, you did not hear that number? 11 billion? They're not getting rid of Thursday Night Football. They don't care, bro. They don't care about player safety. They can tell you they care about player safety, but they don't care. Big O, you need to drink more water. It will be easy to get a good vein. Also, when I go, dude, I drink a lot of water, Delta. Like a lot of water, bro. Also, when I get blood drawn, I always ask for the nurse with the vampire skills. You know, I've seen them, like they come in, oh yeah, you know, I'm fantastic in it, and then they suck, and they're poking you all over the damn place, and you walk out, and your arms, like you look like you're a heroin addict. That's what that guy did to me a couple months back when I had to take that stress test. I swear to God, I looked like a heroin addict for several days. You know, it's like, yo, dude, what's wrong with you? My arm's all purple, like all over the place. Oh, I'm sorry. The best is the man or woman can't hit my one vein, right? So then they go to the other vein, right? Instead of this one, they go to the one on the side here. And it's like, what's wrong with you, dude? And then they're having trouble, and it's, oh, man, what a mission. Big O, just thoughts on Miami getting a veteran true center in free agency that can come in and start right away and move. No. Yeah, you're thinking nothing. Connor was one of the 5 best centers in the NFL. I'm not exactly sure why some of you have this whole thing of wanting to move him over. They got to get a guard. It's more important to have your center. They got to get a guard. Okay? Amazon should have flex scheduling considering all the money they're paying. Well, apparently they were too stupid to add it in there, but it looks like they're going to work it out now. They got a lot of bad games, and that's probably why they talked to them this year about, hey, we're paying a lot of money. We need to be able to flex some better games in there. I hope they're able to do it. Big O, watch Kendra Miller, kid from TCU. He would be an insane steal in the draft. Greer did say he may get a running back in the draft. I don't think Greer said he was going to get a running back in the draft. I'm pretty sure of that. I heard everything that he has said in the offseason. I'm sure he never said it that way. You know, I'm sure he said, well, you know, we'll be looking for everything in the draft or every position, but there's no way he said I'm getting a running back in the draft. And the way they've gone about free agency, it tells me they're not getting any running back in the draft. They signed everybody back. That just doesn't sound like it. Big O, wife is Romanian. Dracula DNA, bro. Ha ha ha. That's what Finn's dad says about his wife. Well, she's good, dude. She's good. She was like, and you know what? She's confident as hell because she the alcohol thing, they put the alcohol thing, and then she goes, oh, that's a big vein. And inside, I got to admit, inside, I'm like, all right. I've heard this before. And sure enough, dude, she just like, tack, and out. It was awesome. She did a great job. Like she talked the talk and then walked the walk. It was good. It was good. Really, really, really impressive. And it means something to me because I've gone through it too much, man. With all my heart condition and everything else that I've had and hospital stay and all that years ago, I've had to take out a lot of blood over the years, and I've had to get checkups and all that kind of stuff, and I've dealt with a lot of people that suck at doing that, and your wife, flat out badass. Glad to hear your arm didn't look like you put it through a jar of syringe needles. It's happened before. We're glad, man. You're a good dude. Well, thank you. Thank you, Finn's dad. Appreciate your wife. Thank you, sir. Very nice of you. What else do we have going on? Michelle Kaufman, by the way, is going to join us at the top of the hour. Can you pull up that video of the lightning strike? When the lightning strikes. It's funny because somebody asked me yesterday about my favorite Aerosmith song, and I said it was Lightning Strikes, right? Any of you actually go back to listen to that song? Anyway, I run into this video, and you got to run the audio too at the same time because the audio's freaking hilarious. So it's a bunch of people. They're in a balcony, and they're in their neighborhood just filming. And there's a storm, and a lightning strike happens. Like a block away from them, right? But they're elevated, so they can look down and see where the lightning strike is hitting. And it's a strike that it's like two lightning strikes in the same spot, and where it strikes, it gets on fire. The tree or whatever it is that it hit is on fire. But then I want you to hear the audio and the reaction from the people after the lightning strikes, because that part is hilarious. It's impressive to watch the lightning strike twice in the same spot. It's impressive to watch it how whatever it struck, it got on fire right away. But then you're going to laugh your ass off after you hear the reaction of one dude in there. Tell me when you have it ready to go, because it's, to your email. You didn't get it? I sent 3 of them. You should have the other one. You didn't get it, man? You suck. Let me see here. That's weird. Doesn't even show up in my sent email. None of them that I sent to you show up on my sent. Yeah, obviously you got the Brady and the Jackson, but yeah. Yeah, it was on Twitter. Yeah, it was on Twitter. Yeah. All right. Oh, well. I thought I was going to be able to show it to you guys because I thought it was funny as hell. I don't know if I retweeted it or something. I don't think I did. I don't think I retweeted it, but it was hilarious. What a shame. Damn, I thought you ended up getting it. Oh, well. Sorry, I built it up and then I can't live up to it. That is terrible. Disney? Oh, yeah, they might be in Disney. Yeah, they might be in Disney. Yeah, that's it. How'd you find it? Jesus Christ. That's good on your part. Nice job by you. Damn. All right, so Sean, as always, nobody can search like Sean. My man finds anything and everything that we have. There's a good player, an opportunity to get a really good player. We can't pass up anything right now. Guru said we need some depth at some spots and at running back. And when did he say that? After he already filled it? The depth at running back? Because I doubt he said that after he signed Myles Gaskin as his 4th running back. So we'll always keep looking. You guys know how McDaniel loves his running backs. Obviously, no one's under contract on the roster right now. Well, yeah, see, those are old, bro. They already filled all 4 of them. They're done. No, you're right. It wasn't his best, but it was his best at the end, and he got his retribution. Yeah, right. Chris Rock, yes. Yeah, it wasn't not Chris Rock's stand-up was, it's not that it wasn't his best. It sucked. It was super mediocre. It was completely forced. It wasn't good at all. It got saved by the last 10 minutes. But if you really, and there were a couple moments where it was kind of uncomfortable. Chris Rock had some jokes that were kind of like the Doja Cat stuff and all that. It was, it was kind of weird. It was kind of, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with his stand-up at all, dude. I sat through it all. I looked at my wife and I'm like, are you laughing at all this? Because I'm not even laughing barely. I think I might have cracked a smile on one or two or something, but I did not break out laughing at all. I think maybe once that I actually kind of laughed a little bit, but it was mediocre, bro. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. What? Yes, let's play the lightning. When the lightning strikes twice. Now listen to the guy's reaction, okay? You got to take out the KSDT. Here we go. Yeah, go for it.
Oh my God!
Something's on fire!
Hey, no, something's my big toe. Brother, I just shit and pissed myself. Oh my God!
Something's on fire!
Hey, no, something's my big toe. Brother, I just shit and pissed myself. Oh my God!
Something's on fire!
Hey, no, something's my big toe. Brother, I just shit and pissed myself.
The guy at the end, I just crapped and pissed on myself. And the two ladies are like right on cue together. Something's on fire.
They're like the evil stepsisters singing.
Something's on fire!
And it was same inflection, same flow, like they had practiced it. It was funny, man. It was funny. And the dude at the end. Oh, man. Chris Rock's special was really cringy, especially the Doja Cat part when he talked about his daughter too. It made me say, yikes. Yeah, it was forced. It was like, okay, I got to get this Will Smith and Jada Pinkett stuff out. All right, let me put a comedy skit together. And it was almost like he wrote that, and then it wasn't good. Just wasn't really that good. It's a shame, but it is what it is. One thing that I definitely was behind Omar on was moving Robert Hunt to right tackle, sticking Robert Jones at right guard. All we need is a left guard at that point. Well, they love him at guard, bro. And they're the ones that know offensive linemen. And they think he's going to be super special at guard, not special at right tackle. I can only go by what they're doing. And that's what they want. So, it is. Marco's there with the roof. The roof is on fire. He basically got paid $40 million for 10 minutes on Will Smith and Jada. Yeah, Bill Burr was. Yeah, no, I mean other Chris Rock skits are absolutely awesome. That one was just mediocre. Big O chat room funnier than Chris Rock, probably. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's get ready for hour number 3. Michelle Kaufman hopefully will be joining us. I do have a really funny video to show you about Lamar Jackson. And it's a funny video. It's the only thing I can tell you. It's hilarious. We'll get into that. Hour number 3 next.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red, an infrared light, has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Friday, we promised you, yes, hour number 3 would start off with Michelle Kaufman to talk a little Canes and a little Inter Miami. Good afternoon, Mrs. Kaufman. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? I'm in Kansas City.
You're in Kansas City. So you're there with the boys.
I'm here with the guys team. Yep. Here with the men's team. We have somebody else covering the women's team in Greenville. It's a big day for UM basketball today. Big, big day. Biggest day in the school's history.
You're going to be watching on television, right? You'll be watching when you get off here. You'll be ready for 2:30 for Villanova and the U, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is the biggest day in Miami basketball history. It's never happened. Both the men's and women's teams in the Sweet 16. This is actually a historic day, UM basketball history.
Yep. I mean, it's really impressive. And considering the adversity that Katie has had to go through this year,
yep.
You know, it kind of adds a little bit more spice to all of this because we all know that it was ridiculous that the NCAA was going to go after the women's program. You know, that was just silly,
Yes.
you know, overall. But it's just but I'm happy for Katie because she's a fighter. As
Yep.
you know, you've covered her for many, many years now.
18 years. Yes. She's, you know, that was the one thing really missing from her resume was, you know, a postseason second weekend. You know, that's a really, really big achievement. And especially this year. Yeah. The season began with, on the eve of the opening game of the season, they announced that she was suspended for 3 games, which was just shocking. I mean, everybody was like, what? Katie Meyer, you know, and that really hurt her. It really, really bothered her, you know, that she and her program would have any kind of stain on it. It was very painful for her. And then on the eve, finally kind of got past that. They had, you know, a good season. And then on the eve of senior day, the NCAA announces the sanctions. And, you know, so spoils, you know, so their season opener was spoiled. Their senior day season finale was spoiled. And then, to be honest, they were not 100% sure they were going to make the tournament. And they did not host a public watch party, you know, because they were a little bit on the fence. So they just had a private viewing. They didn't have like the big festivities that the men's team had. And so not only did they make the tournament, they now find themselves in the Sweet 16 after knocking off the number 1 seed, Indiana, on their home floor, because in the women's field, you know, they play. The number 1 seeds play a home game. So they played at Assembly Hall in front of 15,000 Indiana fans, and they beat them. They completely shocked them to make the Sweet 16. So it's a really, really great story. And then you've got the men's team. So also in the Sweet 16, knocking, so it's a big, big day for UM basketball.
All right, before I ask you about the men's team, break it down for us. What's the challenge for them against Villanova today?
The challenge is one challenge. Maddie Siegrist of Villanova is the top scorer in the entire country. She's the number one leading scorer in the NCAA. She averages 29.2 points a game. She's had many 30-point games, and she had a 50-point game against Seton Hall in February. The woman can score like nobody's business. Katie Meyer compared her to Breanna Stewart. Katie coached Breanna Stewart in USA basketball and said, they're very similar. Wherever she goes on the court, she will shoot over you and she will make it. She's 6'1", an incredible shooter. She's the leading scorer of all time of Villanova, men's and women's. She's broken every conceivable record. So the big story today, period, for the women is, can they limit Maddie Siegrist? That's it. That's the storyline. The storyline is, how do you stop that woman, or, not stop her, but limit her to fewer than 30 points, which is her average. So that's going to be tough.
The men, obviously, great story. Taking on Houston today. Houston's favored by 7.5 now. Talk to me about this game. What are we expecting in this game tonight at 7:15?
Well, Houston is a number one seed for a reason. They're, like 33-3. They've won a lot of games. They have the number 2 scoring defense in the country. They allow, I believe it's 54 points a game. And Miami averages about 80. So Miami averages around 80 points a game. And this team limits his opponents to 56 points per game. So they're number 1 in the nation for percentage defense, number 1 for 3-point percentage defense. They are basically the top, they're the best defensive team in the country. They like to slow things down. So, this is once again going to be a little bit of Miami's very fast paced. They like to run. They like to run and score on the fast break. And Houston is a team that likes to slow the pace down, much fewer possessions, and, really low scoring games, kind of like the Virginia type, team that, slow, it's like almost halftime and the score is like, 23 to 22. And you're going, what is going on here? So it's going to be, that type of a team. Houston is, one thing is they're not that big. Coach Larinaga said they're kind of a mirror image size-wise to UM. They don't have those huge 7-foot guys. They've got some thick 6'7". I mean, they don't have the 7-foot guys, but they've got, guys who are Norchad Omir's size, 6'7", 6'6", beefy guys, very good defenders. They have 3 really good guards who can score, similar also to UM. So they look-wise, they look a lot like Miami, but they play very different. They're tenacious defenders. Miami is going to have to be careful with the ball, not turn the ball over. That's going to be really critical. Miami's guards, if they get a little sloppy or loose with the hands with the ball, that's where Houston is going to take advantage. So, once again, I'm sure there will be way more Houston fans. Miami just doesn't travel that well. They have their little small spirited contingent, but it's always one little section of green people wearing giant turnover chains. And then the rest of the arena is all the other color. That's how it is in every game I've ever covered for 30 years now. So, Houston will have probably have way more home fans. They're the number 1 seed. But Miami, the way they played against Indiana, if they were to play the way they played against Indiana, they really could beat anybody in this field. That was the most unbelievable performance that they put on. It was just incredible from start to finish.
One of the things that has given Miami a little problem is size. How is Houston in that department? Are they much taller than Miami? Because that's a hurdle for them.
No, they're not. They're not. That's what I was saying. They don't have the 7-footers. They're not they're not Duke, they're not Wake, they're not, they don't have the really tall guys. They have guys who are about 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", very similar in size to Miami. So the size, as far as height, the size is not going to be an issue. They're strong. They have some strong, like physical. They're very physical. This game is going to be very physical. Coach L said he's watched a lot of tape now, and this is the most physical defense that he has seen all season. So it's going to be a very, very physical game. Norchad is obviously going to have to be, Norchad. And then the other guys are going to have to step up and play a little like Norchad too, because this is a team that's very, very physical that they're going to face.
And by the way, some thought that Indiana was going to be physical with them too. But one of the things that I think you mentioned it now, the speed, Miami used that to their advantage. They're going to have to, it seems like that's what they're going to have to do tonight, that the guards are going to have to do some of the things they did the other night. Wong has had just a phenomenal tournament, man. He's been
well, especially the Indiana game. He was unbelievable. He came back from a very subpar first game, and then just played out of his mind. He was scoring from everywhere, 27 points, and Jordan Miller also had 19 points. Most of them
he was clutch.
Yeah, he was really clutch. And then Wooga, one of the only question marks for the tonight is Wooga Poplar did injure his lower back. He fell on his tailbone against Indiana. He didn't practice for a few days. He did practice yesterday for the first time. So, I think he's going to be able to go. I don't know if he's 100%, but he did, and he's become one of the better defenders on the team too, and a very good free throw shooter. So he's going to be clutch. Wooga Poplar has become a very, very key player on this team. So they're going to need him. They're going to need Bensley Joseph's defense. Bensley Joseph is another just tenacious defender who's also made big plays in very important moments in the postseason. So, if all those guys are playing well, and if Norchad doesn't get in foul trouble, that is going to be a big issue. If I were Houston, somebody's assignment would be get this guy out of the game, get him in foul trouble, because that is the one area where Norchad is amazing. He had 17 rebounds the other day, 17 rebounds against Indiana. He's incredible. I did a story on him today. He's just amazing. But the one thing is he has a tendency to get in foul trouble. Part of it is also because he's so strong. People literally bounce off him and fall onto the floor, so he gets called for stuff that some other players who are not as thick don't get called. But when he gets 2 fouls, he sits down. So, they need to be really, really careful. He needs to be very, very careful, because without Norchad Omier against a team like Houston, so physical, they're going to have a very, very difficult time. So that's maybe more critical than anything, is for Norchad to be able to stay in the game and not foul out of that game and not be sitting with 2 fouls for the majority of the first half.
All right. Michelle Kaufman, by the way, you can follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports and catch her work there at the Miami Herald. And so, Michelle, you're all over the place. Inter Miami, 2 home wins, 2 road losses now. Now they're back at home to take on Chicago tomorrow night at Drive Pink Stadium. Are the boys going to bounce back? Because,
Well, I'm going to tell you why I don't know, because the team that they are going to be fielding tomorrow night will be missing the following players for various reasons. Joseph Martinez is out. He's with the Venezuelan national team playing against Saudi Arabia and Uzbekistan. Leo Campana returned to practice yesterday, but is not in playing shape and is not expected to play. Gregory is out for about 6 months with the surgery that he just had. And he's an amazing, he's a team captain, very important player. So they're not going to have Joseph. They're not going to have Leo. They're not going to have Gregory. That's for starters. And Campana. Yeah. So it's going to be difficult. But they are home and they play very, very well at home. They've been freezing. The last 2 games were both, the NYCFC game, it was like 21 degrees and wind blowing, and they were all like frozen, popsicles. And then the next game, also they were freezing. So against Toronto, they were really cold. It was also a super cold game. It was snowing, and they were all wearing gloves and long johns and all this stuff. I know that they're very happy to be back in Fort Lauderdale at Tri-Pink Stadium in the warmth with their home fans again. It's been a while now since they've played at home. So, I think that they're going to definitely be energized by that. But, new guys are going to have to step up because, for example, for forward, if you're not going to have Leo Campana, you don't have Joseph Martinez. I guess Lassiter could start. Stefanelli is capable of playing forward also, maybe Rodolfo. I don't know. They're going to have to improvise there in the front. And we'll see what happens. They've had a tendency last year too to play very well at home and then struggle on the road. So that was the big
wait a minute. No, the first road game, they didn't really struggle. They didn't score.
Right. They allowed an own
lost
goal.
on an own goal. I mean,
The truth is right. The Toronto game is the first game where an opponent scored against them. So they did go 3 games. They went 3 games without allowing an opponent scoring. So that is very promising. That is very promising. If you don't allow the opponent to score, you have a pretty good chance to win.
It was kind of a frustrating road trip because if you at least could have either gotten a tie or a win the first game, then the road trip wouldn't have been so bad. You know what I mean? But it was just like, and they have played really good defense overall. I mean,
they've been playing good
Calendar
defense.
has been terrific, man.
Yeah, they've been playing. Calendar's been making, game-winning saves. I mean, he's been incredible. Phil is trying to push him for the U.S. national team pool, get him in there, start training him. He feels that he's definitely capable. He's so young and inexperienced still, and he's really playing out of his mind. So, I think Miami, even without Joseph Joseph hasn't scored. So they've had Joseph all these games and he hasn't scored. So, I know it's a big deal to miss him, but maybe some of these other guys will score. And I do think they're going to be energized by being at home again, being in the warm weather, being in front of their own fans. And some of these guys who don't normally get a chance, I know that like Bryce Duke will be chomping at the bit. Rodolfo wants to score. Lassiter would love to score. So I think Miami will win this game. I think Chicago is not one of the top teams. I think Miami will win this game.
Free Bryce Dukes for this game, please. Free Bryce Dukes. Come on, get him in the starting lineup.
Yeah. Well, he may with these other guys missing.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe. Yeah, and with Gregory out,
Yeah, you push somebody else up and put him, back. So yeah, I maybe that's what ends up happening. All right. So one more thing before I let you go, and I can't let you go without asking this. Are we like a couple weeks closer to Messi coming here? Is that
God, I have no idea. I'll be honest. I've been drowning in March Madness, Miami Open tennis, Inter Miami, and I teach a class at the University of Miami I'm still teaching during all this craziness. So I have not heard anything new on Messi in a while now. In several
Did you see that video the other day of him going to dinner in Argentina?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. He was mobbed by thousands.
Oh God.
He needed security to get out of the restaurant, and they were like all over. And I'm like, this guy can't get here fast enough because he can go to dinner and nobody's going to bother him, bro.
Yeah, he can't live. No, here he'd have a much better life here. He really would. There's people will love Messi, but it will not be that kind of insanity that he faces there where he can't even go to his home. He can't go to dinner. He'll be able to go to dinner here and some people will want a selfie or whatever, but that's it.
And as you know, he won the World Cup, which is the last thing he needed to satisfy the Argentine fan.
Right.
Because they were holding that shit against him.
Oh, yes.
Maradona got one. Well, Maradona got it. He didn't. Yeah, he wins everything, but he doesn't bring us the World Cup. And so once he brought the World Cup.
Right. And they also would say that he's not a real Argentine because he left Argentina at 14 years old and went to Spain, and that his whole career was really developed in Spain. And that, Maradona's the one who was a man of the people in Argentina. Right. He was more connected to the Argentine population. And he
started with Flamengo. He started with Flamengo and took them to a title, I think it was.
Right, exactly. So, Messi has always been a little bit of, he was an export, basically. He left at 14 and had his whole career in Spain. And yes, they were proud of him, but they felt that he cared more about his Spanish jersey than his blue and white jersey. But now all that is forgiven. It's all forgiven. All forgiven.
Yeah, which in today's world, that's so unfair to treat any of these players like that because it's so common for a young player to go to another country and kick off his career, and you just never know. It doesn't mean that he's not, patriotic to his own country, but that's just the way it goes.
No, they want to play in the best leagues. And right now, the best leagues are in England and they're in Spain. And,
They're not
if
in
you're one of the
Argentina.
top players, that's where you're going to go. You're not going to stay in your country just because you're patriotic. You're going to go wherever the best opportunities are.
Right,
So-
exactly. So that's just not fair to treat him that way. But I have to ask because, I think it's happening. I really do. How does he not have an international contract already at this point? How has somebody not signed him already to a deal?
Right. No, I mean, there's probably, there it may happen. There's deals going on that are very complicated that involve MLS. It's not Jorge Mas and Inter Miami. I mean, it's bigger than that. The entire MLS is involved. They want this to be they're offering, I mean, Don Garber said it in as many words, they're basically offering him a David Beckham type deal where, he will have ownership opportunities, he will have all kinds of perks. I'm assuming Apple will be involved. Apple wants to spread its brand around the world with the MLS season pass. What better way than having Lionel Messi every week on TV in a MLS jersey playing in an MLS stadium? I mean, people around the world will be able to watch that in England, in Argentina, in Spain, in France, in Africa, everywhere, in Asia. So, I mean, that is where I think, Inter Miami wants to, expand its tentacles to the rest of the world. Having Messi as your poster boy, that's the best way to do it.
We just got to find out which is the company that is making the corner stands for the Moss brothers, so we can just confirm this whole thing. Because not only will they sign Messi, they will complete that stadium and round out those corners with an extra 8,000 seats.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to try to milk it, because that stadium, as it is now, 19,000 seats with Messi playing. I mean, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, each ticket is going to be like $1,000.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I just want to. You know what I should do? I should go buy one of those warehouses just so I could use it for parking for the second half of the season and make.
There you go.
Crazy stuff. All right, follow her on Twitter at Koff Sports. Catch her work there at the Miami Herald. Michelle, as always, thank you for taking some time. Enjoy the
games. Enjoy the madness. Enjoy the madness that is Miami. It's unbelievable what's happening in Miami. I mean, you had
FAU
the
and
World
Nova.
Baseball Classic. You had the World Baseball Classic, the Miami Open going on, March Madness, the men and the women, which has never happened
FAU
before.
and Nova. FAU and Nova.
FAU in the final 8. FAU in the Elite 8. Could you even imagine what would happen? And I know this is I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying this is so far-fetched, but imagine if FAU were to play Miami.
That would be awesome.
Tournament. I mean, can you imagine what the rest of the country would do if 2 teams from South Florida are sitting there on top of college basketball, ahead of the Kentuckys, ahead of the Dukes, the Carolinas, the Virginias, the Syracuse, and all those people? If it's the Hurricanes and the Owls as big powerhouses in college basketball, but even as it is, the Owls are in the Elite 8 and the Hurricanes are in the Final 16. So guess what? South Florida is catching on college basketball.
And Nova Southeastern tomorrow they play in the Division II finals. They're the number 1 seed in
the entire country.
They're 35-0, man. So Division I and Division II and the ladies.
There you go. Miami's a basketball town. Forget this football stuff. Miami's a basketball town. Hoops town. Jump on board. It's not too late. It's only March 24th. You can still jump on.
There you go. Michelle, thank you as always. Enjoy the hoops.
All right. Take care. Have fun. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure as always. Thank you. There you go. Michelle Kaufman, baby, giving us the insight on what's going on with the Canes and a little Inter Miami when we get Messi. Can't wait to get Messi. God, that's going to be a lot of fun when we get Messi here. That is going to be a blast. R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John. Oh, is that because you guys were talking about Greece? Is that why? Okay. And Greece 2, that is. Not Greece. Greece 2. Somebody said, I'm behind. What was it? What did I read? I'm behind, but I just want to say I like Greece 2 over Greece 1. The unpopular opinion. I will say this, in Grease 2, one of the funniest scenes from both movies, 1 or 2, is reproduction. That is an absolutely great scene. Might be the funniest scene out of both of the Grease 1 and Grease 2 movies. Grease 2 is one of those where it's, Grease 1 is the better movie, but Grease 2 has like some moments is what it has. That's what it is. Let's see. What else do we have? I'm praying for us to get an FAU and Hurricanes. I think we all are. We would all love to see FAU taking on the Hurricanes. She needs to stop lying and stop playing. Miami is a football town and a football factory. Basketball is secondary. Irving Figueroa is getting he's getting really upset there. It's bothering him. Is it really that impossible to get an FAU Hurricanes matchup? It's got to be the finals, but I mean,
if it's the finals,
it's a chance. There's a chance.
The way FAU's playing, if Miami can get by you, this is the test right here. Honestly,
yeah.
Not saying anybody can't be beat any given day, but if Miami can get by Houston, after that, I don't. Let me see the brackets real quick.
Listen, in today's basketball, anything is possible. I think that's been proven already. Anything is possible in today's basketball. Now, can we bring up the Lamar Jackson video? Lamar Jackson, okay, apparently has this friend of his, Ken Francis. Call him Psycho. He doesn't like to be called Francis. Okay, just make sure. Or you can call him Shirley. He doesn't really like being called Shirley, but you go ahead and take a chance. But I would call him Psycho. But anyway, NFL's warning, hey, you can't negotiate with this guy. And Lamar's like, stop lying. This guy ain't negotiating or whatever. Who knows what the hell's going on behind the scenes? Who knows what's going on with Lamar Jackson? Okay. But Lamar Jackson and his trainer, they have this this workout thing, platform, whatever, that you can buy and use it in your home, or I guess take it on the road. Right? What's it called? The entire gym. The entire gym. So they did like this little commercial for it, and they did it on social media. And this thing could not be any cheesier. Okay? I mean, seriously. So, and this is Lamar Jackson doing this, all right? So he's partnering up. So not only is he screwing his own contract up, he's now wasting money on something that he probably will not make any money. By the way, somebody tell Lamar Jackson that Peloton went to crap after the pandemic, that people aren't staying home anymore. Like they're actually going back to gyms and they're out running and they're all doing all those things. Those home gyms, that craze kind of died out a little bit. So he might be behind the curve a little bit on this one. But you got to see this because I've seen some of these other home gyms that actually look pretty cool. This one looks cheesy as hell. All right, here we go. Fire it away. Try it again. Let's see if you can. You can't get it to play again?
Combining outdoor training and a portable gym maximizes time and workout routines. With over 250 plus workout routines, the entire gym brings you the flexibility to work out anywhere, anytime. Combining outdoor training.
Oh, that thing looks some shit. You're really going to wheel that out to like some field, and you're going to start and those dumbbells, brother. I could just grab a couple pieces of steel and do the same thing. My favorite was when he's pedaling in the air and just like Okay, so you got your mat and your dumbbells and, oh, who is guiding this young man? Who is giving him advice? Or is he just a knuckleheaded millennial that won't listen to anybody and wants to do whatever he wants? Oh, my God. Wow. Yeah, even the internet doesn't want to play that commercial. I mean, it's bad. It is so bad. Does the equipment help him with his throwing accuracy? No, I don't think so. Notice how they threw in a pass in the middle of it. Can you imagine you're wheeling that out to the Vita course in the Grove or something so you can start doing your workouts? Come on, man. Oh, gotta love that. Isn't that 70s porno background music in that video? Yeah, it kind of sounds a little bit of it, yeah.
Like, what was the? It does sound like the commercials from like the 70s.
Yeah, it does.
Right? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It was just so. It looked like just cheap and cheesy, and
you're waiting for it to be like, and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
And they show you like it's the entire gym, and all they showed you was a mat that they rolled out and a couple of dumbbells and that one bar, and that's it. It's like, come on, dude. Like, that's your entire gym? Oof.
So it's got dumbbells, weight bar, free weights, resistant bands, elastic bands, and speakers for your workout.
Yeah, you gotta jam.
Bluetooth speakers for your workout.
Right. Speakers. Yeah. It's like, and that's the other thing. I saw the speakers. So you're going to be jamming out loud now? Which people don't do that either anymore. Look, I want the Miami Canes men and ladies basketball team and the Miami Heat to be successful as much as the next guy, but a Finns Super Bowl win and Canes national title will make those basketball, I guess titles mean nothing. Lamar, what in the entire gym is going to work like the video? Yeah, pretty much. Lucky says, I'm a trainer, and I can't imagine someone trying to lose weight and using that to see any results. It's just, can you imagine lugging that shit around? Come on, dude. Like, Lamar, get an agent, bro. Get representatives. Have professionals do your job for you, bro. You're not that guy. Whatever. Let's see. Big O, help me for a lunch decision. Chick-fil-A or Pincho Factory? I'm going with Pincho Factory. Yeah, Pincho Factory. I mean, I have a lot of Chick-fil-A myself, so, I'm the last guy to ask, but I'm going to go Pincho Factory just to kind of change it up. Big O, Miami is an underdog by 6. Oh, 6.5. I had 7.5 this morning. Did it go down? Okay. Not bad. We can handle that. What do we got on the just under 28,000, 27,900 right now is Bitcoin. Boy, it has found a floor right there. And that tells me that this thing's about to blow up. I wonder, what do you think? Does Bitcoin go over 30 by Monday? You wanted to find a floor in 29. Okay. All right. Yeah, and then it starts going up again. I just think that once it busts through here, it's going to go to 30 right away. Yeah, the train wreck does continue, King Short. What a shame, too, man. Because he's a good kid. He's a good person. He's not a bad person at all. He's a really good dude. But, man, he has just been incredibly stupid in the way he's handled the business side of his career. Just to be cheap and save yourself 1 or 2% or 3%. That's ridiculous. When you got a chance to make, hundreds of millions of dollars, you 1 or 2 or 3% ain't nothing, bro. Let somebody make the money that they make for a profession that, you know, they excel at and you don't. Real shame. Real shame. But it is a funny video, I got to admit. Any breaking news do we have, or any kind of news you seeing there around in football or anything there? Who? Oh, Lane Johnson? Okay. Potential Thursday night flex is not a concern from health and safety perspective, says the NFL. See, I told you they don't care. So, yeah, Lane Johnson agreed to a deal through 2026. There's just not a lot to talk about, man. Yeah. Which is basically a 2-year deal. That's what it is. Jerry Green, the only sports writer to cover the first 56 Super Bowls, passes away at the age of 94. Green missed Super Bowl 52 last month after covering 56. I'm sorry, after covering the 57, after covering the first 56, citing his declining health. Although he said he was looking forward to watching Super Bowl on TV for the first time. That's it's pretty amazing to cover the first 55 Super Bowls. I'm sorry, 56 Super Bowls. I keep getting it confused. He covered the first 56, just missed 57. That's amazing. Edwin Pope was like that for a while, too, until we lost him. Edwin Pope had covered every Super Bowl also for the Miami Herald up until he passed away a few years back. God, Edwin Pope, just one of my favorites of all time. As a kid, it was rushing out to get the paper to see what Pope wrote about the game and what insight he had, because obviously he was one of the few that could get Shula and get, you know, a little information sometimes from Shula, which wasn't an easy thing. But Edwin Pope was a freaking god, dude. And what a just a perfect human being too, on top of all of that. What a great man. He was always really cool with me. Yes, sir.
Lamar Jackson has tweeted out, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper."
No weapon for what?
Formed against me shall prosper.
Okay.
I'm the weapon. Hashtag I'm the weapon.
Yeah, well, why don't you ask him what happened to the weapons in the playoffs, why he fails every time in the playoffs.
And then also Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, and Frank Smith are at Penn State's pro day. So everybody thinks they're looking at maybe some offensive things there at Penn State pro day. Not sure who's there, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Right. Okay. Could be possible. You never know. All right. We are going to wrap it up here. We thank Ira Winderman. We thank Manny Navarro. We thank Michelle Kaufman, Sean Allen, not Stanley.
Lamar did get a weapon.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Nelson Aguilar has signed with the Ravens. 1-year deal, $3.25 million.
Okay. He's an all right receiver. Big O, can you believe it's been 37 years since 5150's been released? Yeah, I'm old. Yeah. Anyway, we are out of here. We thank Ira Winderman. We thank Manny Navarro, Michelle Kaufman, Sean Stanley. We thank all of you for tuning in and downloading the show. By the way, if you missed Alec Ingold, Dolphin fullback, he was on with us yesterday. Terrific interview. Catch up with that. The best ofs will be out this weekend. Some other stuff that Sean will put out as always. We will see you on Monday live from the Youth Fair.
No.
Oh no, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Oh, it's right.
They're off Monday, Tuesday.
That's right. So it's next 2 Wednesdays.
The next 2 Wednesdays.
That's right. It is. So next Wednesday, right? So
originally we were going to be there Monday.
That's right.
We
were
had to
going
change
to
it because they're closed the Monday, Tuesdays.
That's right. So we're there Wednesday. So Monday it's a regular day, 10 a.m. We'll be back, same time, same place. Anything else?
Oh, there was something I wanted to say, and now you threw me off here. What were you just talking about right before you said the youth fair?
I don't know.
Oh, Alec Ingold, he didn't lie about the book. It's already at my door. So if you order it, you get it the next day.
You did? Really? Wow, that is awesome. Okay. That is awesome. All right. Good job by you. All right, we are out of here. And by the way, if you don't know about Alec Ingold's book, let me give it to you. It's called The 7 Crucibles. All right. If you want, and you can go to the Alec Ingold Foundation. The book is there. The 7 Crucibles, if you want to buy it. We'll see you Monday morning, 10 a.m. Y'all be good out there. Much love. We thank all the great people out here at KSDT CPA offices for making it nice and easy for us. See you Monday.